Yay, we're live. I have no idea if anybody can hear me, so that's my main problem. I don't know if anybody can hear me. Okay, let's see. I'll hear myself. Oh, there we go. Okay, yes, you guys can hear me, right? All right. Well, all right, well, that's a plus. So, all right, so this week, I do have like story time if anybody comes in here, and weekly messages, of course. So let's see. All right. My usual crowd isn't here yet, so we'll just keep going. And Zeke is like, he's up my ass right now. Okay, come here. You want to sit up here? You want to say hi to everybody? Come on. Come on. Come on, Zeke. Come on. There you go. He's getting used to like the other cat that we have, and it's been a little bit much for him because he's like an only child. He's like an only child, so having like another cat in the mix is like a little much for him. So all right, so announcements. Let's do announcements first before we tap into weekly messages. Okay, guys, so here's the spiel. Okay, your girl Aura is getting into the community over here, and I want to say this is coming from a lot of my history and my my human waking life with dogs and stuff like that. So I am tackling the dog problem in Mexico, where there's excessive amounts of dogs in the streets, and it's a little much. And I do have a YouTube channel on hey 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 Janina. I always say your name wrong. But so I'm tackling that down a lot, and I'm also blogging about it on another channel. So definitely feel free to check that out. The channel is called Dogs with a Purpose. And I'm partnering with there's a few locals that are here that are getting involved with the dogs that are here, finding abandoned puppies in a house. And there's also many other dogs that are like a year old. They're not pit bulls, okay? And I feel like I feel like America and like other places kind of confuse that. Um, and they try to say that there's pit bulls in Mexico. No, it's not even like that at all. I do have a picture of like another dog, a very sweet dog. I'm actually thinking about taking it home with me. Very, very sweet dog, but it's very, it's very sad. So that is really what I'm tapping into here. And it is something that I'm incredibly passionate about. And the reason why I say that is because mom and I were dog people. We were always, always dog people. And all those years that we had dogs and mom had dogs and all those years that we did all of that, it's from that, and I'm taking that with me into this next chapter of our lives. So humble, and I'm very excited about being part of that. And also, I'm really excited and humble about it. Sometimes, though, I will have to say this, it's just like it's difficult for me to understand that Rome wasn't built in a day. So I know that it's going to take some time to, kind of get things going and get things in gear. Like right now, I'm working on a website for adoptions for these dogs. And everybody's getting shots. Everyone is getting spayed. Everyone is getting dewormed. So, it's not like, um, it's not like, nothing that is to be expected when adoption. So I would really love some of you guys' help on sharing that with me or for me, because on my Facebook page, I actually am sharing a lot of that as well. So make sure you guys follow me on Facebook and share that information for me. I would greatly appreciate it. Anybody who's interested in adopting a puppy. I mean, there's about 15 puppies. Okay. I only took like a few pictures because I'm trying to like create the website with what I have. So also working that out as well. Okay, guys. So, what else do I have? Yes, we are staying in a house. I see no reason to stay in a van with no AC at this time in Mulegé, Mexico, because that is where I am live from. I see no point in doing that and torturing ourselves by doing that because my van does not have AC. It is incredibly hot here. So while I stay here, I do feel as if it was definitely necessary to get a house. Really incredible. So yeah. All right. So those are my announcements. I do have, story time if some of my usual people show up, but okay, so those are my announcements. That is the big project that I'm basically working on, and it is absolutely incredible to do this. I don't know. I don't know where it came from, and I didn't even really know that I was going to come here or I wanted to come here. It was kind of like YouTube for me too, like feeding street dogs and stuff like that. And of course, that is where that stems from, because I was like, at first, I was like, okay, I'm just going to go and feed street dogs and, this and that. I don't feel like that's enough sometimes, because you see them wandering the streets, you see them hungry and skinny, and you see their bones and stuff. So it's very for me, it was very intense seeing that. It was very, very, very intense seeing that. So it was hard. It was very hard. And coming from the United States, you're not used to seeing something like that. Like, you cross the border and it's just like your whole world kind of changes, and your whole world just kind of changes. But this part of Mexico, absolutely, like the people are amazing. The people are very friendly. They're open. They help you. I mean, it's absolutely fascinating how they treat each other over here, which is nothing like the United States. So it's not like, you got some type of disease or something like that because of what you're wearing, or who you are. It's different over here. It's not like the United States. Um, Also, this part of Mexico, less crime, not really anything happening. Nobody gets kidnapped, no cartel, none of that happening here. Every once in a while, you see their military in trucks and stuff like that, but it's nothing, it's nothing to really be alarmed of. And at first I saw them and I was a little bit like, uh-oh. But no, it's nothing like that. So yeah. So story time of people here, and it's all of those things have been happening. I have come across like a few Americans, because there are Americans here. There's Americans here that, they stay for a period of time and then they leave their house and they go back to the United States. But um, it's a lot different here. It is a lot. Some of the Americans are some of them are friendly and some of them are just not being here and being part of the locals and stuff like that. There was this one night that that Ash and we went down and we had dinner with them, and it was absolutely great. It was fascinating. It's a culture, and on my Spanish, of course. And every single time I go into a store and I don't remember words, I don't remember certain words, I'm like, I'm so sorry. And I tell them in Spanish all the time, I'm so sorry. I'm working on my Spanish. I really am. I swear I am. So, but we were walking home one night after having dinner, and this orange cat back followed us back to our campsite, where we were staying in the van. And he just came out of nowhere. Like I call him Boots, by the way, like Puss in Boots, but I call him Boots for short. And he just followed us back to our campsite, and he just kind of stayed. He just stayed there. Zeke was telling him to get lost. Okay, Zeke was like, "This is my spot. This is my area," because I had Zeke hanging around the campsite, and I had Zeke there, and Zeke has turned into an outside inside cat because at first he was just an inside cat, but I have him going outside. But anyway, so this and he just followed and he just never left. Literally never left. So I was feeding him and giving him food when we were there. And so of course, Zeke had to get a little bit used to it. He's been very close to me lately, even since being in the van and stuff like that. He was very he was very close to me. And then even being in the van too, after a little bit, there were times when he would not sleep with me at all. He would not sleep with me at all, and he was very to love view of because we're right here by a lighthouse, a waterfront as well. Very gorgeous view. if I wasn't connected to my computer right now, I would show you guys, but next time live up there, and then you guys can see what I have going on here. But it's absolutely gorgeous here. It is very hot here, which, what is it? Like, you know, it's summertime here. So, you know, the highest that it is going to get is probably in that out there. But the heat is a lot. And I'm just like wearing makeup for like the first time in a while, because as soon as you go outside, that is a different kind of desert, which is really is, and all of a sudden you see like the gorgeous ocean and water, and it's like, uh-huh. So it's really nice. It's really nice. I have, you know, a lot of experiences. Even, you know, on that other channel, I share, you know, crossing into the border, and, you know, my personal experience crossing into the border, which very humbled about. And I'm very humbled about, because, you know, I was very hesitant about crossing into the border, even though you know, it was kind of like a calling a little bit, you know, a change, some type of change necessary for us to really grow, expand, and all of that. So the only reason why, you know, it was at first I was very hesitant, because I was just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do over there. What am I going to do? The dog thing was kind of like, it was like, oh, that makes sense now, because my mom my mom used to always call me the dog lady. Like, I mean, not the dog lady, but she called me the dog whisperer. And when we were heading to the border, there was a song that came on that she used to play when I was a baby all the time. I don't know if you guys know this song or not, or have heard of it, but it actually is a very popular song. A very popular song, beautiful song too. My mom used to play that song all the time. It popped on my playlist, and I was like, okay, mom, you're there. Like, and then it was a whole different story, because there was another song. Hey, Lissa. Oh, it's okay. But then there was another song that kind of came on as soon as we pulled into that campsite. It was a CCR song, Creedence Clearwater. I don't remember the exact song, but I knew it was from an album that we listened to when when we were moving to New York. That we listened to a Creedence Clearwater tape, a cassette tape. Back in the day, man, we used to have like cassette players in our cars, right? In the 80s and the early 90s. I don't know if you guys remember that, but we had tape players in there, and listening to that song, I was like, I couldn't believe hearing it, like, in the spot that we went to. So I was like, okay, I know we're supposed to be here now. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for that. So, you know, I've had hey, Kathy, I've had signs like all over the place from her, it's just like, she's just been very, very communicative, very communicating with me. So I'm trying to think other story time. I do have a lot of experiences lately of sharing. I will say this though, do not drink the water here. Whatever you do not drink the water here. It is true, you get sick. It is very true. It hasn't happened to me yet, but it is true. It is true. And I will say to what is it? the Mexican. I'm a little congested. I will say that. Today I've just been recuperating today, but I've had a little bit of the sniffles and coughing, which is to be expected with all the changes happening. It is to be expected. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to working with what I intend to do while I'm here, and I'm really looking forward to it too. Very much so. Looking forward to it. I'm so excited. One day at a time, though. One day at a time. So weekly messages, and there was another case that wasn't just you that were calling out to me about a particular case and the Connecticut. I gotta kiss him. I'm sorry, I gotta kiss him. He's just been very close to me lately. Since we've gotten the house, he's been very close to me. So it wasn't just you, Janina, that was mentioning about doing a reading on is it the Connecticut River killer? Um, there was somebody else that was reaching out to me on another previous case that I had done. So but I would like to get into some weekly messages this week because I know I've been MIA. And the only reason why I've been MIA is because data here is very difficult for me. Like having data on my phone has been very difficult. Yeah, Connecticut River Valley killer. Data on my phone has been incredibly difficult, so that's why I was like pre-recording and where we were staying, the internet, like we had internet, but it wasn't that. We had internet, but it wasn't that great. So so that's kind of get bit a few times, but I was like, okay, so I might, if I do like a video on that, if I do like a video on that in the next few days. So, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so, I was sleeping in the hammock for like a few days and I was like, I did get like bit a little bit. Like there's this time where I had like mosquito bites on my legs and stuff from sleeping out there. And then, and then I narrowed it down to a T. I had some rosemary oil and I rubbed some rosemary oil on me. And then it kind of down to a T. I had some rosemary oil and I rubbed some rosemary oil on me. And then it kind of stopped. This kind of weather was like last year, but crap, it's hot. So having or being in like AC right now. So it's nice. It's nice. So anyway, I do want to get to some weekly messages and maybe a little bit more story time, depending on how you guys feel. It's been quiet though. I got 4 people in here and I got Kathy and Janina talking and none of my usual crowd here. I haven't seen Brooke. I haven't seen Bubsy, but it's cool. So let me grab some cards here and let's do some weekly messages. Let's get a weekly thing happening here. Oh, Zeker. All right. So okay. Oh, you're welcome. I just like, you know, I really enjoy doing these lives every week because it's kind of like, I know everyone's so like trapped with cases and stuff like that, but I also really enjoy giving back and like doing messages and stuff like that. So that's kind of why I really enjoy doing live. Um, I do. Um, so you know that's kind of why I really enjoy doing live every week. Um, but let me tell you though, it was nice having like a little break I hadn't had in a very long time. It was a feeling that I hadn't had in a very long time, you know. Um, and Part that we do have here, I'm going to read to you the description for each. But the first card that we do have here is Well of Dreams Chakra. Well of Dreams Chakra here. I'm going to read you the description. Okay, so colors, we have silver, gold, mother of pearl, blue. Words here is integration, knowledge, life path, lessons, wisdom, psychic awakening. Maybe some of you have discovered your current life path or are headed in that direction. Okay, but it says, you stand at the threshold of awakening your greatest potential through psychic awareness of what you as a being full encompass. No reality, no knowledge, past, present, or future, is out of your reach. Full acceptance of the responsibility that comes along with this must be taken. Life is no longer simply about individuals blindly living from day to day, allowing yourself time to integrate the cosmic knowledge that is available to you now is of paramount importance. Silent allowing is as important as accessing the information. We're still in a physical limitations. In time, the integration will become easier and quicker, but it's a process you must allow to unfold in divine timing. You, as a soul, must recognize that once you are given access to this knowledge, how you weld it will determine its benefit to you and the world. This knowledge is a gift to all of humanity and needs to be shared willingly for the highest good of all. So, somebody is currently seeking out or in the process of discovering a soul life path. Very beautiful. All right, so the next card that we have here, that was also 10, card number 10 too. Maybe you're seeing that number. Angel number 10, maybe even 1010. Also have, let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, color number yellow or color yellow. There is no number for colors. Color do what you love, not what society deems suitable or acceptable for you. No one but yourself truly knows what brings you the inner joy that feeds your soul and lifts your heart. It may take some time to find that bliss, but never stop seeking new ways of discovering and expressing it. So, you know, this is all about finding yourself, not finding yourself, but finding your calling as well. something that um, something that you're confident in, something that is a skill. Let's look at these other two. These other two soul chakra cards here. Okay, we're gonna do that one next, but we have Earth Star Chakra, and that is card number 8. So let's read the description for this one here. Okay. So it also says the color here is green, gold, and white. Keywords here is evolution to Mother Earth. Disconnection from these forces has brought you into disharmony with the energetic flow of life on this planet. This disconnection that humans had causes all of humanity to become separated from the natural world. This fuels the disharmony on Earth and creates the turmoil you now see. Down to the smallest aspects of your life, you need to take stock of how your actions, past lives, will also become accessible to you in order for you to release karma and align with the evolution of your soul. These primal forces are the anchor and source of strength and spiritual power of your soul. These primal forces are the anchor and source of strength and spiritual power which will support you on your path. Wow, so this is like the third card talking about a soul path and evolution, some type of karmic release. Six here. So some of you could be seeing 1010. We also have 333, 888, and we also have sixes here. So 66, 6, all of the above, okay? What? What is it? What? You want to sit in my lap? Or what? Do you want to go outside? I love him. His birthday was this week. His birthday was on the 11th. So Zeke has officially turned 6 years old. So he's turning into an old man. Oh my God, my baby is turning into an old man. But I know 6 is not really that old for a cat, but still. All right, so this next card here that we have the third eye chakra, card number 6 here. Colors to keep in mind is indigo, element, light. Keywords: fearless, charismatic, visionary, self-mastery, telepathy, intuition. Challenges: undisciplined, meek, dogmatic, oversensitive, egoistical, manipulative. But new aspects to keep in mind is visionary states, altered realities. Now is the time for you to fully trust your innate wisdom. All you need to know is not out there, but within you. And it's been within you from the beginning. Now is not a time for learning, but for unlearning that which has been a barrier to your divine self. Let go of any belief or learning that carries with it a frequency of fear. It is no longer needed. You are your own master and have the ability to access visionary states that can connect you to a higher dimension of being. The only tool you truly need right now is your intuition and your willingness to awaken. Wow. Wow. Wow, you guys. Underneath the deck, we have a root shock consciousness. It's been embedded in your DNA, in your DNA, but also, you know, in your soul. So as you realize this, it helps you to realize this. Okay, so what I love this deck. I absolutely love this. I couldn't find it last week, but I found it. I found it for this week's live, so it's always meant to. I feel like I'm always meant to use this deck during a live stream. I always feel that way. Oh, current time here, 444. So 444. What's the matter? Hold on a second, you guys. What's the matter? Want to go outside? Okay, there you go. Okay, sorry guys. I let him out, and nighttime. I don't, you know, I want to keep them inside at nighttime, just because I don't want them out. So I let them outside. All right. Like a storyline in my head right now. So it's like somebody has to be very assertive with their boss or with their job or with somebody who is like higher above them. And I don't know why I'm getting this storyline in my head right now, but that's a storyline that I'm getting in my head this week. Um, it's like someone is working on like sticking up for themselves. Like it's like this. It's almost like the energy, or not the energy, but like they're so used to kind of letting this person or allowing them to like walk all over their values and relationship value as well. Like they like certain people, or they did with certain people, and it's not like they've treated them bad or anything like that, but it's almost like they have to learn to put their foot down. They have to learn to kind of say no to like this boss, this family member. Something is working on or learning to say no, like learning to say no to certain things, like their guides and their spirit guides, and intuitively. But they have to get past this fiery person that I feel like either like they take advantage of them to an extreme things, and to go along with that. But in other words, it's like it's not good for them, needless to say. Like it's not good for them to believe those things, or to kind of go along with it. Like your intuition is telling you to not listen to this person or listen to this individual. So why are you doing it? And it doesn't make you feel good. But if you're around other people that make you feel good, but this person doesn't like it, then it's time for you to stand your ground and gain your independence. And independence doesn't mean, like, sometimes it can mean like being by yourself for a period of time, being alone. But who gives a shit? I'm gonna start laughing every time I swear. But who cares? Okay. Because bottom line is you are your own person. You are your own person. All right, let's keep going with this. Yep. Like I'm feeling like a nostalgic energy right now. It's kind of like they remember a previous time when they didn't really care so much and they didn't really like let this individual bother them. They've kind of separated themselves from, believing those things. But there's just like very much nostalgic um there's this very much nostalgic energy right now. I don't know where this storyline is coming from, okay, but there's this nostalgic kind of energy, like someone imagines themselves in a particular place, living, living somewhere specific. And having like particular things. It's like, this is how I want to live. Okay, let's keep going with this. Ah. It's like the universe is kind of telling you, I have that. Yeah. It's like spirit's asking you to get more creative. Get more creative. What do you want your life to look like? What do you want your outside? What do you want this external to kind of look like around you? So, whatever it is that you have to do, I feel like spirit is kind of calling you to go to a place where, maybe you can isolate yourself so that you're not influenced by other energies surrounding you. Get to a place where you feel calming, where you feel yourself again. Yep. I just said this. I just said this. Retreat. Kind of. Because it's like spirit is kind of saying that isn't who you are. This is who you are. This is who you are right now. Yes. Wow. I was just saying this guidance. It's kind of like they are talking to you in a particular way, and maybe for a period of time you've been ignoring the signs or ignoring like what they've been saying. This is the truth. This is the truth right here. This is the truth of who you are. Yep. Yep. We have forgiveness here. intuition is telling you something, okay? And when it comes to manifestation sometimes, or when it comes to uh, certain aspects of manifestation, there are times where you sit back and receive, but then there's other times where, yes, there's times where you do have to take action. And like right now, it's like you may find yourself having to take action or having to understand that the fear or whatever it is that you're fearing, what's on the other side of it. And I have to say this, like God places the best experiences in life on the other side of fear. On the other side of fear, there is the best experience that you've ever had. So once you face your fear and you go do it, the best things in life, the other side of fear. Wow. Yep. It's like this is going to be very awakening for you. It's like this is going to be very, I don't want to say rejuvenating, but this is something that you're not used to. This is something that you're um like you avoid at all costs. You avoid doing this, but it's going to awaken a spiritual side to yourself. And I feel like you're not, maybe you're not really sharing that with anybody. You're not really kind of, and it's going to take a lot out of you as well. It's going to take a lot out of you. All right. What else do we have for the collective? I also want to say this too. It's almost like they're saying too, on the other side of this leap of faith, on the other side of taking this action, you're going to have more caring connections. You're going to have more caring energy, more kind of softer energy, more energy that is more, wow. What else do we have for the collective? Oops. Yeah. I feel like, I also feel like this is like getting more in touch with yourself. Getting more, it's like you kind of have to be patient with yourself before you get there. You know? Yeah. Like more, you're going to come across more caring energies, more energies that are for you and not against you. They don't work around the clock to, see you fail or to see you kind of, fail at what you're trying to accomplish. Elephant spirit resolution. Yeah. It's like, it's almost like you're questioning what you're feeling, but it's like you are feeling what you're feeling. There's no question about it. There's no question to that question. You are experiencing it. All right, what else do we have for the collective? Let's do some final messages for the collective. Wow. This is going to bring you a lot of peace. Once you make this decision and once you get and you face the other side of what you're fearing, like you're fearing the inevitable, like you're fearing the worst, okay? But once you take action and once you kind of let go of that fear, it's like it's going to bring you a lot of peace, like peace of mind. You're going to feel a whole lot better. Yeah. It's kind of time to like let go of all seriousness, tap into the childlike side to things, basically. Okay, final messages for the collective. Yeah. Gain more independence. You're going to be gaining a lot more independence, and this is where I was pushing with the independent role, like leadership. This is going to place you in a very much leadership position, like soulfully, spiritually, intuitively, and you're going to separate yourself. But it's also like this is going to take a little bit of time, going to take a little bit of energy. Wow. Yep. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's like it's kind of like it's time to take action. It's time to do it. You've been thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it. It's time to do it. Okay, final messages for the collective. Yep. I'm hearing an adventure of a lifetime. Ha! An adventure of a lifetime. A rebirth. A rebirth. All right, you guys. So, final comments for this week's live. Next week, we might be on the balcony, so who knows? We'll see. It depends on how hot it is and if I need to powder my nose. Just kidding. No, but in all seriousness, I might have us on the balcony next week. I'm thinking about it. I know it's gonna be it is going to be hot. Oh, no worries, Kathy. Oh, why is my caps lock on? No worries, Kathy. All right. So, all right, guys. So this week, I guess I should write down. All right. So Connecticut's River Valley Killer. All right, so upcoming videos. And I did get another email about I know that there has been, hey Brooke, I know there has been a lot happening with Harmony's case, so I may revisit that one again, not really sure. So Brooke might have to rewatch. We might start story time again. She's here for story time. She didn't come for collective messages. She came for story time. Well, so, Yes. Yes, it is. Um, so thank you. So yeah, it is exciting. It was very, I just, I have to say, Spirit really, really likes to, they really like to push my buttons. They really like to push my buttons. And it's been, it's, I kind of over. And I I love van life, okay? You guys, don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't love van life, but this will give me the opportunity to like reconstruct the van and have that project going as well. Like I have like 5 projects happening right now at the same time, and I don't know what to do with myself. So it's been very, it's been very kind of getting here and actually like see being smart doesn't make you less of a van life. I know. So, it's kind of like, at the beginning, I have to say this, like at the beginning, like my human self, my ego self, my like the person that just wants to show off just a little bit is all like, oh, van life, I don't have to pay rent. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that, blah, blah. I just, but then, being here and um, being part of like the locals and stuff like that, they treat you like family. I mean, like, even if you hardly know any of them, they treat you like family. They really do. And the culture here is a lot different than being in the United States. When oh man, story time. Here it comes, story time. So there is this lady down the street, and she she does laundry. Okay, you drop off your laundry, and I mean, depending on how much you have, is how much she's going to charge you. But it's like my laundry and Ash's laundry, clean, folded, is about 300 pesos. Okay. 300 pesos is the equivalent to $17 to drop off your laundry and have it neatly folded, clean, all of that. But when I was there, I was like engaging in conversation with her, very kind, very sincere. I don't think I've ever experienced that much genuineness and at like the whole time that I've lived in the United States. So it's very comforting when you come across that. But I'm sitting there trying to speak Spanish, and she understands. Yeah, it is a steal. It is a steal. I think I've had a steal the entire time I've been here. Where we were staying, it was 300 pesos a day, which is $17. $17 a day to stay there. So I couldn't beat that either. Um, my only issue is I couldn't cook. None of my utilities were working in the van. I couldn't make anything. So we were basically like eating out every day. But it was about like, I want to say it was about 300. I want to say anywhere from 200 pesos to about 300 pesos for Ash and I to eat or to go out to eat. And you get a lot of food when you eat there. Like when you go out to eat, you get a lot of food. I mean, And 200 to 300 pesos, that is between $10 and about $18. Okay. But they give you a lot of food. Like you get a drink, you get a bowl of fruit, you get like a dish of nachos with dip. Like it's like it comes with things. You get soup, okay, but you get a lot of food out of it. So it is incredible. I have to say that it is absolutely incredible. So I was there for like almost a month. I want to say almost a month, but and the people, like just the people were amazing. And the owner would drive by, say hello, you need anything, everything good, like, and he spoke English too. Um, but it was absolutely, absolutely amazing. And experiencing that too, and just even having this experience in general. So there's that. Um, what was the other thing that I was going to say? Oh, by the way, so over here too, like during the middle of the day, they shut down. Like everything closes down. So between 12, you think so? You think so, Brooke? Man, I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Um, but yeah, it's just, it's a big change. It has been a big shift. And, the other aspect of it too is like my body is adjusting, is like um, it's starting to adjust to the changes, like even being in the house and stuff like that. The house is absolutely gorgeous. But like being in the house and stuff like that, it has been entirely life changing. So next time, by the way, next week we're going to have live on the balcony. So I'm hoping that I'll have like a really nice fan up there because it's hot. It like literally it is so hot. So that I'll be inside in the air conditioning. It's hot. It's hot. But next week, maybe we will be live on the balcony. My stairs are like right here that go up to the balcony. But um, the people are incredible. The people are nice. Oh yeah, so middle of the day, guys. So like right about this time, it's about like 5:17 over here is the time. And this is when all the stores are reopening again. So they close from like 12 until about like 4:30, 5 o'clock. From 12 until about 4:30, 5 p.m., they shut down their stores. You can't go in there to, like, if you want to go get a pizza or anything like that. All the stores shut down for like 3 or 4 hours and then they reopen again. Because over here it's like they are about family. They are about resting. They are about, the United States is all about like working, 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 like pounding you down. But out here, like they take a break, literally. Um, oh my God. And Ash is autistic, and the children here are very nice to him. So even though a lot of them, actually, every single one that he has encountered or played with, um, they have been very nice to him. But so even though there's a language barrier there, even though like they don't understand him, they still play with him. It's kind of like there is some type of language being spoken between them, but it's not like English, Spanish. It's more like an understanding of one another. So it is very, I like it. um, he has met quite a few children here, so I really like that. um, as far as like as far as like, the quality of life, I have to say this, it is not the same like the United States. Nowhere near. Nowhere near. Um, the quality of life and the quality of living. Yes, yeah, he is. He is having an absolute blast. Um, for his birthday, I think I'm gonna take him fishing because he's been asking to go forever. Forever, ever, he's been asking to go. So we are gonna go fishing at some point. But the quality of life here is a lot different here than in the United States. Um, it's kind of like a lot of the locals are like, okay, I have a roof over my head. Um, I have this, I have that, I'm good. Okay, I'm good. I don't need anything else. I have food in my belly. It's not, it's like that over here. I know in the United States, there are a lot of homeless people, but I have to say this: there's a lot more poor people over here than there are kind of homeless. So the the economy wise, it's rough. It really is. It is rough, and it's hard. I will say that it's hard to see it. Um, so I'm gonna start talking about the dog thing now because I've actually been wanting to talk about the dog thing for a while, even while I was doing the reading too. Um, so when we crossed the border, I I kind of had like a nervous breakdown. Um, I don't want to say like a nervous breakdown, but my you know my humanity almost, like it just awakened. And I crossed the border in Tijuana, and crossing the border over there, it's like, it's almost similar to being in LA. Okay, it's almost very similar to being in the east part of Los Angeles. Okay. I have to say that because it was crazy being over there. Okay. And I was just freaking out just a little bit. I was like, I was calling a friend. I was like, oh my God, I crossed the border. Oh my God, I need, because I didn't exchange my money with my bank. I didn't do that. Instead, I had a bunch of American money with me. So I was like, I need to go find a cash house. And, what's happening with my internet on my phone? How do I find a cash house? Like I was just, and as soon as I crossed the border, like I pulled into this parking lot and I was freaking out because I was like, oh my God, the cartel are going to find us. Like, just like a bunch of things. I was just like a bunch of things. And by the way, that is a real thing. And that is a real thing. So, but we're in one of the most safest towns. I just, it's so quiet. You don't hear. Um, yeah. So that is more closer to the top of the peninsula, because you don't see that over here. You do not. Everybody knows everybody around here, but it is very quiet. You don't experience that at all. But this is one of the safest. This is one of the safest communities in Mexico. Literally, it is. It is. I know that much. So when we got here, it was a drag. Closer, I want to say closer to the top of the peninsula. It's it's a lot. Like they're more arrogant. I gotta say that they're more arrogant up there. Um, so, story time. We went to a beach in San Felipe, okay, and there was Ash was playing. The dogs were playing, and then there were street dogs on the beach. I didn't think too much of it, okay, and I was keeping, I was aware, I was trying to keep track of my surroundings. And this is like before we got the house and stuff, but I was keeping track of my surroundings and stuff like that. So, and then there was this guy that was just watching us. Okay. I was like waving. I was like, hi, like, I was just trying to be nice. Okay. Because there's rules down here. Don't be an asshole. Okay. Don't flash your shit. Okay. Do not flash your money. Do not do that. Okay. Because then you're going to wind up, yes, getting robbed, getting mugged. It's just like the same in the US. You don't do those things, right? Okay. But here, you are aware of your surroundings. You keep track of your surroundings. And so there's that. Anyways, so I'm waving, like saying hi, trying to be nice. And we're getting ready to leave because there were like instances, like people come to you and they're like, oh, do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy that? And I like try to be nice. I try to be nice. So, there are times where I'm like, I'm scared to say no. So I will, I will spend like 100 pesos here and like 200 pesos there. We're talking about $10 to $15. Okay. Right. Um, so we moved up to something happened with like my blanket and all of that. So and the water was like coming in, the tide was rising at the beach. So I kept having to move our stuff back and back and back and back. And then I ended up like at this table with this umbrella and then I was there for about 15 minutes. We went swimming. Everything was great. This guy comes over and he goes, $5. And I'm just like, he's like, my boss is upset. And he was speaking English, but he was very like arrogant about it. And, like, you've been here for a little bit, like, so I was like, all right, here's $5, go away. But then, that other guy was like, watch us. So after that, I was like, well, we're leaving here and I have to gather the kid. I got to grab the dogs and stuff. So I gathered the kid, I grabbed the dogs, got into the van and started leaving. Okay. Well, the guy that was watching all of that, he hops in his car and starts following me. Okay. He just starts following me in the van. And I was like, I went around the block and there he was following our every move. And then I was like, okay, let's see if he's really following us. Let's see if he's really following us. So let's see if he's actually really following us. So, so I get on this roundabout. Okay, I get on this roundabout and I go around it like twice, and there he is, still following us. I go around the roundabout and it's like, oh, there he is. And I go around it twice. And there he is following us. And I'm just like so there he was, like following us. But so as soon as I pulled in the gas station, he left. Like he just disappeared and left. And I have to say my PTSD from being in the military kind of kicked in for a minute. And I don't know, I just got very like antsy, like my PTSD, it just kicked right in. And I pulled into this gas station and I sat there for a little bit and I called a friend up and then I was just like, okay, I'm not going to let this ruin my time here. I am not gonna let like just a little hiccup like that ruin my time. So I was just like, okay, let's just keep going down the peninsula. Let's just keep going. All right. And then hold on 1 second though. Hold on, you guys. Okay, sorry guys, because I'm expecting somebody to come help me with something over here. So so after that, I was just like, we either go back, okay, we go back, or we just keep going. So then I was all for feeding the dogs, feeding the street dogs. I wanted to keep doing that. There was a period of time where I just kind of stopped recording because I was recording our whole entire journey. And you guys can check that out on my other channel. It's called Dogs with a Purpose. With a purpose. I recorded like, man, I had like 5 hours of video footage from crossing the border, feeding street dogs, um, all kinds of stuff. So, and that took me like a long time to edit all of that, go through all of the footage, go through all of that. That was that was a lot. I think I was up until like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning editing. So, anyways, so after that, we kind of crossed back over, okay, and we got to this little. It's an isolated town, okay, very isolated. The people are friendly, but it's one of those towns where if you're not part of the town and you're not like a local, it's kind of, I feel like it's very difficult to make friends over there. So, we stayed for a few days and it was very nice. The water was very cold. One side of the peninsula is very hot. The water is like, it's warm, whatever. It's warm during certain times of the year. But once you get to the other side of the peninsula, like it's very cold. Subscribe. Thank you. Thanks, Brooke. So, once you get to the other side of the peninsula, it does get very cold. So we were over there for a little bit. I fed some street dogs. But that from what I heard, that town is a lot richer than what it looks like. But the people were very, very, very nice. Very nice. They wave to you. They say hi. They're like, oh my God, like an American, there was this one experience that I had with my mom's dog, Sadie. Okay. And we were parked over there. Okay. And it's not like America, okay, right? Mexico is well known for like having dogs, like, just dogs in general, right? So we're over there, we're staying over there, and Sadie loves to play fetch. She loves to go fetch the ball and stuff like that. So she goes, there's locals walking on the beach, and we're staying on the beach. And these locals are walking by, and Sadie grabs her ball and she runs over to them, and they're like they're like 500, 800 feet away. They're like I want to say they're like 1,000 feet away, okay, but they're out on the beach. She runs over to them, and they don't speak English or anything like that, so I didn't realize this was happening, and then I opened the door and I saw her over there, and I kind of freaked out a little bit. But they were laughing, man. She's going over there, bringing them the ball, and they were just laughing because she wanted them to throw her the ball. And I'm sitting here freaking out, thinking like they're going to be upset. No, They're like, está bien, you know? But in America, you got a dog that runs up to somebody and throws them the ball for them to throw it for them. America, United States, they're going to tell you, where's the leash on the dog and blah, blah, blah. Like, they're like, why isn't your dog in your, in your area or whatever? And it's like, it's not like that over here. So they weren't bothered. They weren't bothered by her going up to them and wanting them to throw her the ball and stuff like that. So I thought that was very, very cool. So I haven't, there's like one or two Americans that I know that are here, and it's kind of like everybody really knows everybody. So it's pretty nice. So my huge project with with the dogs here, I have this vision, okay, and every person that I kind of talk to about this, um, is like, wow, you have, you really have a lot of experience. So yesterday, okay, there is this local, okay, there's this local that is here that collects street dogs. He has about 50 dogs at that house, and he takes care of them all day long. He feeds them. He doesn't really spend a lot of time with them, but they are very well taken care of over there. They're gaining weight. Um, they are getting food and water and all of that, cool time as well, like staying cool. So that's nice. But the one thing that is, just an issue for them is they're just not getting exercise, and obviously they need a home and stuff. So he has about like 15 puppies over there. And I was able to like take a few pictures, but if anybody wants to share my post or share what I have, spread the word just a little bit, because I would love to see a lot of these dogs get adopted. Obviously, it comes with shots, deworming, and all of that. And then there are some older dogs that I am going to be working with as well. So I'm very excited about doing that as well. But when I was over there and I was petting them, I was feeling their personalities. So I'm able to like tell what kind of home they belong in, or I would be able to fit like who would be a good fit. Thanks, Brooke. I know it was very, I was very questionable about it at first, but I was like, yeah, this is what I'm really meant to do. The dog thing, I like, mom always called me the dog whisperer. So um, I'm really excited about it. So, and also I'll be working on a website. Um, I am working on a website for adoptions for these dogs as well. So there's that. And I do intend on, there's no limitation on these dogs being adopted in the United States. There's no limitation. So I know it's I know it's quite a distance to travel for the dog, but I believe it's totally worth it. It is totally worth it to for these animals. They deserve homes. So whether they are rehomed in Mexico, United States, it doesn't matter to me. I would like to see them go to really great homes because that is my intention. So that is what I'm working with. A website. And I'm going to share all of this on my channel, of course. and my Facebook. If nobody's following me on Facebook, feel free to do that, but also on my Instagram as well. And I'm thinking about a TikTok as well. So lots of things in the works here. Lots of things rolling here. Um, so I'm very excited. I do feel like this is a calling to me. This has been a calling to me for quite some time. Um, I just there's parts of me that is, I'm in another country, so it's like sometimes I feel like the locals don't appreciate it, but I do feel like they do, because like the dogs are like they're so used to seeing dogs everywhere. It's just like it's not really like a thing for them. Whereas us, you cross the border and you see like a starving animal in the street and stuff like that. It's it's a lot. It really is. It is a lot. My very first experience with a street dog was in Tijuana. There was so much traffic, and the way they drive over here too, they make up their own rules. Okay, they make up their own rules when they drive, and it's pretty funny. But my very first interaction with a street dog was watching one like was what oh thank you, thanks, Brooke. Was It was intense, and I got very tearful, and I got incredibly just overwhelmed with emotion, and um it's it was a lot. It really was. And I was calling one of my friends and I was like, oh my God, what was I thinking? Like literally. And they're like, well, you could cross back over to the border. And I was like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. But I got very upset. And so I feel like I feel like this is something that I'm truly meant to do. I do feel that way. Besides, some of the missing persons cases and weekly readings and stuff like that, I do feel like this is a soulful calling, more of a calling than the mediumship and stuff like that. So, excuse me. So guys, story time. That was pretty much story time. But so I'm going to end live here, but next week I'm thinking about putting us on the balcony. So you guys can see the view and kind of see where everything's at. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited. And I'm going to be like sharing a lot of stuff that I'm doing with the dogs and stuff like that periodically. So, all right. I love having you, Brooke. So anyways, you guys, I'm gonna wrap it up there. We're almost at 2 hours for our live, but it's good. It's cool. But I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you guys next week. Okay, stick around. Your girl Aura is going to be helping some dogs. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But I'll see you guys next week for live. Don't miss out. I love you guys. Stay tuned. Stay safe this weekend. Everybody take care. Bye for now.